everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Definitely. And now that I have questions about the production, it's probably appropriate for a wardrobe change, a wardrobe change.
Oh yeah, you got your Scotland on.
Yep, just a sec. Yep, Scotland.
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
Yep, and you can see the shield on it with the flag colors.
Yep. Yep. No, it's a fascinating place, and it's you feel the history of it when you're there. I mean, with the old castles and the dark locks and the weather, and it's just it's a unique place on the planet.
Yeah, for sure. So how'd you get your role in The Water Horse? Was it soon after your role with Tuck Everlasting ended?
Well, I'll tell you how it really started was actually the script was first sent to me after I made My Dog Skip. And it's kind of an interesting story because the project was, well, first of all, let's start with the book. The book was written by Dick King Smith, who wrote the Babe stories, Babe the Pig stories, which are made into great films, and he wrote a lot of children's books about animals. And his most unique one, as far as I was concerned, was Water Horse, because it wasn't about a farm animal; it was about this magical creature. So it started with the book, but then I was sent the script right after My Dog Skip by this company called Miramax. Now, if you know who Miramax it was a company run by the Weinstein brothers, Harvey and his brother Bob. Turns out that Harvey, what I mean, he's now a sort of an infamous character. But the one thing I'll say about Harvey is he loved movies, and he did love My Dog Skip, and he sent me the script for The Water Horse because they originally developed it at Miramax. And I read the script and I loved it, and I said I'd love to be involved. And we did budgeting on it and all that. And this is now, talking about quite a few years ago. And the visual effects aren't, they weren't then what they are now. And they cost a heck of a lot more then than it does now. And so the movie was just going to cost too much. We couldn't figure out how to do it any other way than with the creature being a visual effect. And so it was just way too expensive for that time. So it was one of those projects you just put on the shelf, and it sat on my bookshelf over there for quite a few years. And I made Tuck Everlasting, and then I made Ladder 49. And after Ladder, I was trying to look for something. I was getting sent a lot of scripts, and I just couldn't find anything I liked. And when I hit that moment, I usually turn to my bookshelf and say, "Oh, well, what's up there? Is there something up there that can be revived?" And I saw the Water Horse script sitting up there, and I thought, I'm going to read that again. And I read it again, and I loved it. I fell in love with it all over again. So I decided, let's see if we can revive that. And there was a British company that was partnered with Miramax on it, and they were still around. And I called them up in London and said, would you be interested in making another run at this? And they said, yes, of course we would. And so we took another run at it, but this time not with Miramax, and we took it to Walden, who did make the Narnia movies, and they partnered with Beacon Pictures and with Revolution, which was a part of Sony Pictures. So we were able to kind of cobble the money together between those three companies, and then we decided to shoot it in New Zealand. and work with Peter Jackson's company, Weta, for the visual effects, because I knew if anybody could pull it off, it would be Weta. And they did both. I worked with both the workshop and the digital effects part of that company. And so we shot the bulk of the film actually in New Zealand because it matches pretty well with Scotland. And there's a lot of Scottish people that live in New Zealand. And so it just turned out to be a great place to shoot it. And so that's how it sort of came together. It was a project that was put on hold for, 10, 15 years and then came back around.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.